everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers, presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening, and joining me live in the Xfinity studio, it is Philadelphia's #1 hockey beat writer, Charlie O'Connor, and Broad Street Hockey's own Kelly Hinkle. What's going on today, guys?
Charlie's having a day. We're getting dangerously close to sweater weather, and I'm very excited about it.
I really, really appreciate this time of year because it's big guy weather. I get to wear a track jacket. Everything just tucked in a little bit more. I like it. I like it. All right. We have a lot to get to today. We're going to give you all of our NHL predictions, all of our league awards, individual awards, Cup Champ, all that, Flyers team awards. But first, we have a little business to take care of. You got to sign up to be a diehard. You got to do it right now. That's right. We have 2 deals running. You can either get your first year as a PHLY diehard for $59, which is a tremendous discount. And along with it, you get one of our exclusive branded Bills hats. These things are gorgeous. Everybody wants one. They are going quick, so make sure if you want this hat, you sign up now, become a diehard, get all of the benefits of being a diehard, or there's always the $36 trustee deal. Again, all of the benefits of being a diehard, plus a t-shirt of your choosing, and we have stepped up our merch game recently, so I think you're going to want to check it out. All right. Before we get into the predictions, we have to talk a little about tonight's preseason game. It's almost finally over. Tonight, Saturday, no more preseason hockey. The games are real. Is it a little odd to anybody, Charlie? I feel like we looked at the lines yesterday, and I didn't draw the conclusion like, oh, neither Luchanko nor Abels are on these lines.
It's true.
And those are the guys we're still deciding between, basically, at this point?
Or are they?
Or are we?
Or are they?
Just looking at that, and Meltzer,
They're not playing.
They're not playing. So we have come to that conclusion that they are not playing.
Nope.
That's odd, no?
Well, it's odd if you are operating the assumption that they are still making a decision. If you are operating the assumption that they already have made their decision and now they're just running out the clock until next Monday, until they actually have to submit their roster. Look, it's extremely stupid not to play Jett Luchanko. I get Rodrigo Abels. I get not playing.
He's played
him.
every game.
He's played every game. You don't really need to see more of him.
Yeah.
It's extremely stupid not to play Jett Luchanko in this game unless you already know what you're doing.
Yeah.
One way or the other, you've already made the decision.
And also, I feel like not playing him makes me think that the decision is we're sending him back.
It would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm still leaning towards them keeping him, but I don't know why you wouldn't play him
then.
If you are still gathering information. Wouldn't you want to gather as much information as possible by playing him in as many games as possible? Only way it makes sense to me is if they no longer feel like they need to gather any more information about him aside from what they see from him in practice.
That's interesting. And you tweeted a little bit ago just about the plan, and we see it there. Christian Dvorak as the 4C. We've talked. All right, is he going to be a wing? Maybe some face-off support for Zegras if we're going to play Zegras and Michkov together. Maybe you need a guy who does all the other stuff while they're having all their fun with the puck. At least as of now, it appears Dvorak's going to be the 4C to start the year.
Is he just 4C here because they wanted Delorier in the lineup?
Well, I would assume if Luchanko makes the team, Dvorak will probably start playing wing.
Yeah.
Would make sense, unless they're going to play Luchanko a wing, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So if Luchanko makes the team, I think Dvorak plays wing. But if Luchanko doesn't make the team, yeah, I think Dvorak will be 4C. And I had people on my Twitter, I really need to stop going on Twitter. Yes. But I had people on my Twitter mentions losing their minds about Dvorak being 4C. I was saying they were going to do that since they signed him.
Yes.
I don't know why else you would think that they signed him. Like, what did you think that they were going to do?
It's just that, like, he's not going to be a 4, and this is exactly what Rick Tocchet said today. He's not going to be a 4C in the sense of he's going to get 10 minutes a night. He's going to play 4C. And then he's going to get a bunch of extra shifts on the other lines, especially, I would guess, with, say, someone like Trevor Zegras, who can't win a faceoff to save his life at this point.
He's gonna take
you play, like, if they ever get a defensive zone draw, probably Dvorak's going to take the shift with the Zegras line, and Dvorak will take the faceoff. And then by the end of the night, Christian Dvorak's going to have 14, 15 minutes. he might be on the depth chart as a 4C, but when you will look at the end of the game at the minutes, he's not going to be getting 4C minutes.
People really do forget that the lines are not, like, they're not chained together, fam. Like, just because that's the line that he's on doesn't mean, like, he's just going to be that the whole game.
Like minutes and usage matters more than what a guy's technical line is.
Right.
There could be a fourth liner who ends up
We need
getting
to abolish lines.
who ends up getting 4 minutes, and then another guy on that same line got 13.
You just stop numbering the lines.
I
All the
mean,
lines are one.
I feel like that will lead to other problems.
The first line.
Yeah.
All of them.
Exactly.
No, and it makes sense. Like, this is, even though I've kind of been penciling Dvorak in on the wing, just because it's how I wanted to make the lineup so I could get all the things I wanted in it.
Right.
We talked since the big free agency show that we did in the other room on July 1st. Like, okay, this seems, just looking at the depth chart, they added Zegras. Like, we know Coots. Yeah, Cates can go either way, but why would you take him away from center and break up that line?
Why would you break up that line?
So it just kind of works out that Dvorak is the 4C. But if that's the case, he's not just going to be playing 6 minutes a night. Like, they paid him $5 million. He's not playing 6 minutes a night. And I think somewhere along the line that got lost. But yeah, we've been talking about this since they signed him.
I think people just have sticker shock because they look at that cap hit and they just get all like, oh, so you got to get a $5.4 million cap hit. He's the fourth line center. Good job, Danny. And it's like, they always knew that they were overpaying him to get him on the 1 year deal. They're not in cap problems. So it's kind of like, hey, whatever you pay to get the guy, there's no such thing as a bad 1 year deal. And he's not going to get played like a 4C, even if in the lines he's used in the 4C spot.
I thought that was like facts already and evidence. Like, I'm not on social media the way you are, and people don't talk to me about the Flyers. Are people still mad? Like, is his salary like a I don't know why that would be even a thing that enters your mind. It means nothing. It's 1 year.
I think
It's meaningless.
For the fans who believe that this organization is still a dumpster fire, it is
Any
proof.
evidence, It
is proof that they want to go out and spend big in free agency next year, and they got to spend $5.5 million on a 4C. It's going to cost $100 million a season to get Connor McDavid. Like, I think it's that.
Okay.
It's that sort of idea
Those
carrying
people.
over. And listen, perhaps we are not a destination, although Trevor Zegras seems to really like it. What else is he going to say? But he appears to be enjoying himself in his brief time here thus far. But I do think for fans who are kind of in that mindset of, they didn't tank, so we're not going to get any great players that way. And they want to spend in free agency, and no free agents want to come here unless we pay them double what they're worth. It's kind of like that validation of something they just think.
I don't think... the overpay for Dvorak was not to convince him to come to Philly. The overpay for Dvorak was to convince him to take a 1 year deal.
I am not taking that. I am not taking that stance. I am saying I can understand the people who do. Maybe they're a little irrational, but it's not as if this team's given us a ton to be happy about in the last decade. So I can kind of feel it. All right. I don't think we need to talk a ton more about the lineup or anything. We can talk about the game tomorrow. It is prediction time, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start with our league predictions and the individual awards. I actually want to start with Hart because to me it's like the least interesting of these. Because it's the same crop of guys. Yeah. It should be. Listen, anyone can just have a ridiculous season. Who the hell knows? Maybe it's Matvei Michkov. But it's probably going to be one of the guys we're picking. I have a little bit of a hot take.
Yeah, yours is spicy.
You have a hot take one. I have one that I did not have the guts to pick, but I do think that, like, because you made a really good point about the idea of we all pretty much know the 5 or 6 guys who have a realistic chance at the Hart, but like they're once in a while you'll see a new guy pop in who then becomes one of those 5 or 6 guys who has a chance at the Hart. But let's go through our normal ones and I'll give my off the wall.
Yeah,
because I need to know.
Other candidates for these. So our Hart Trophy selections. Let's go across the table, my left to right. We'll start with Kelly. I think it's just one thing, but Kelly, for the Hart Trophy, you have decided on Nate Dogg,
the best player in the league, Nate MacKinnon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Colorado's probably going to be good.
Yeah.
he didn't have all of the points last season, so maybe this season he has all the points again. And he's real good, and I like him.
Nate, very much like if he is
perennial candidate.
Like always a great chance he's a finalist.
Yeah.
He's the best player on a really freaking good team. He's always in, okay, yeah, man, you could very well win the Art Ross this year.
Yeah.
Nate MacKinnon is very likely to
Not
win
a
the
spicy
award.
pick
He's
at
as
all.
likely as anybody to win the award, I would say.
Yeah.
And Colorado, I feel like people are starting to, like a couple of years ago, it was like, they're a freaking super team. But now that McKinnon's gone and Landeskog, he's
Rantanen's
back.
gone.
Rantanen.
What did I say?
You said McKinnon's
McKinnon. Rantanen is gone. And Landeskog, it's like, he's back, but how much is he back?
Yeah, how much is he going to play? Things
It's
like that.
very much on McKinnon and McCarr.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, they are just, it's them and everybody else.
Yeah.
So if they have the year that I think they should or could,
Okay.
McKinnon is absolutely a candidate.
Yeah, I don't think Colorado is as much of a lock to be a powerhouse as they used to be, but I still think they got juice.
Charlie O'Connor going way out on a limb. Charlie, I love his selections because Charlie wants to be right. Charlie is
Yeah,
choosing
it's
to be
true.
right, and I want to have ridiculous narratives. Charlie, who is your selection for MVP?
I'm going with the chalk pick. I'm going with Connor McDavid.
Whoa.
But I do think that the interesting wrinkle here is what if he has an MVP caliber 140-point year while he is unsigned? That's when it gets fun.
Yes.
Because, like, look, he might sign a contract next week. It's possible.
Could.
But let's say he's got 80 points by January and he's still not signed. Like, what do the Oilers do? Do they trade him?
Trade him to the Flyers.
Or do they just roll with it and try to win a cup before he leaves?
They have to fold the organization.
I think you have to, if that's the case, you have to then at the trade deadline be like, what do you want us to do, Connor? Like,
Yeah.
I think maybe he's
Like,
going
you
to
gotta
play
just
this.
tell us.
Maybe
Yeah.
this is his play. Like, obviously they have to keep him. Like, that's their mindset. But make it so ridiculous. Like, yeah, man, we're going into a cup run and you don't have me signed. Better make me happy. Like maybe that's the whole thing. But his contract status and pursuit of that first Stanley Cup and just his ridiculous statistics he puts up every year because he's like the best player ever. He's probably the favorite, I would guess.
I would guess. Do you want me to give my
Yes.
off-the-wall pick
Yeah,
now?
I want to know who you have as an off-the-wall
So
pick.
my off-the-wall pick, because what I'm looking at here is, number one, it's basically going to be a forward or a goalie. Defensemen never win.
Yep.
Ever. And it's got to be one of those guys who is showcasing the potential to be a McKinnon, McDavid level guy. If San Jose has a miraculously good year, I could see a world like, let's say Celebrini scores 95, 100 points. And I think he could do that. And the Sharks make the playoffs as a wild card team. I could see him winning the MVP.
If he has that points total, it's not even a Taylor Hall situation. It's like he drugged them there.
Yeah.
But a second-year guy, that's tough. Sidney Crosby did do it. I like that pick. It's fun.
That would be like my...
Many things have to happen for it to be possible.
That would be like if I'm in Vegas and I'm throwing $20 on a guy, I would throw $20 on Macklin Celebrini, because while I don't think it's likely, like most likely the Sharks are going to be terrible, but because everyone assumes they're going to be terrible and because Celebrini looks like he's going to be this good, if they somehow weren't and he scores 100, yeah, he could win it.
My MVP pick is, speaking of Vegas, one of the biggest acquisitions, players who changed teams this year. I am going with Mitch Marner to win
That would
the
be so
MVP.
fun.
That would be fun.
There will be a lot of this as we move along through my
honestly,
selections.
Honestly, like, I need that to happen because the city of Toronto will lose its mind collectively. Things might be
It would
on
be very
fire.
funny.
Steve Dangle's head might literally explode. Like, it would be amazing to watch.
Marner put up 102 points last year. He's going to be on a power play with Jack Eichel.
Yeah.
I can see at some point Eichel, Stone, and Marner all playing together, and then it's like, this line is plus 200. He gets Selke votes every year. He was a finalist a few years ago. He finished 7th last season. He's on the cusp of those. Like, He's the guy who's not quite MVP candidate that I think could force his way in there. And just with the narrative and how ridiculous this thing could get, he's going to be on the forefront of everyone's mind because the league revolves around the Maple Leafs, and the Maple Leafs are going to be losing their crap all year over how good he is there. I am going Mitch Marner for the Hart Trophy, league MVP. It's always tougher for a winger, but listen, Kucherov does it. If he has the points total, which is totally possible, I can absolutely see Mitch Marner winning the MVP. But I do think at the end of the year, when we look back on this, one of you two will probably have won this. All right. Let us move on to the best goalie, the Vezina Trophy Award. I want to start this one off because it is I have a narrative going through all of these. A fun story I've made up in my head for why guys are going to win. I am taking Jake Ottinger to win the Vezina Trophy because...
This is the FU Pete DeBoer pick.
That, very much that. But I think there is a possibility that he takes over the job at the Olympics. Now, the writers say, like, listen, it's separate. It's not the same thing. But I see a world in which Hellebuck has slightly better numbers than Ottinger in the regular season. But everyone just goes, yeah, we're judging him against himself, though. Do we want to give him 3 in a row? He's been bad in the playoffs. We just saw Jake Ottinger win a gold medal for Team USA. We're gonna reward him for that. And I have Jake Ottinger taking over for Team USA, and that pushes him over the top to win the Vezina.
That's interesting. I could absolutely see a world where, let's say both Hellebuck and Ottinger are really good. They put up great numbers in the NHL regular season.
Yes.
But first couple games of the Olympics, Hellebuck falls flat on his face again. Loses the job, and then Ottinger wins the gold. I absolutely think writers would be like, well, how can I pick Hellebuck over the guy who Hellebuck lost the job to in the Olympics?
Exactly.
Yeah, I can say it.
I know they're not supposed to take the Olympics into account. It's a regular season NHL award. But writers vote on this stuff.
Yep.
Or do the writers choose Vezina?
No, I believe
it's the GMs.
Is that the GMs? I think it's the GMs.
All right. So that takes away from it a little bit because I always say the voters want stories because the voters are writers. But no, it is the GMs, but I don't care because the GMs, you know what they love as well? The winning stuff. They're like, oh, yeah, but Ottinger won. Like, you know,
Ottinger won.
Like Winnipeg set for big regression this year, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. That's fair.
Even if they're good, like I don't think they're going to be a bad team, but I don't know if they're going to win the President's Trophy. And so you see that fall off, and then you see Ottinger sitting there with a shiny gold medal. I'm going with Jake. All right, Charlie, who do you have winning the Vezina?
I'm picking Vasilevsky. I just think he's an easy pick. I do think Hellebuck will fall off a little bit, and I also think that Tampa, at least in the regular season, is going to be the team that steps up to become like the class of that division with Florida having their injury issues.
Okay.
I could see that. Vasilevsky's awesome. I think he was a finalist last year.
He was second or third.
It's as that team isn't quite what it was, more falls on that because before he's great, but that is a super team. Like they're $15 million over the salary cap. Everyone is a superstar on this team. But as they age a little, as they've lost some of their depth, more and more falls on the goalie. And I could absolutely see that narrative, especially if they win the division and like Florida's staying feisty and all that. Vasilevsky, a great pick. Kelly, who do you have as the best goaltender in the league?
I picked Hellebuck. I think he's just going to cement the idea that he is an outstanding regular season goaltender who chokes every single year in the playoffs. And I know this is mean, but for some reason that pleases me.
I would like to see him do well, but there is something to it just keeps happening, and then it's like, this is a thing.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, bud?
I tend to believe eventually good players are just good players,
right.
And you give them the sample size, and it's like, oh yeah, you know what? Peyton Manning was a loser until he won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Like, guys eventually figure it out. They eventually become what they are, even into the playoffs. We've seen it with Bobrovsky, but sometimes they don't.
No,
sometimes guys just never step up into the big moment, and that is fun. But he could again. The three-peat is tough. I feel like they'll give you an award twice in a row. Like, yeah, that's fine. But once we get to 3, it's suddenly, how tired are we of doing this?
There's a little fatigue, to be sure.
All right. We have Norris coming up. We're going to talk Calder. That's always a fun conversation. But first, let's hit that first commercial. All right, we have postseason baseball. Red October starts Saturday. Obviously, football just about every night of the week. The puck drops on the NHL regular season on Tuesday. You got to have Xfinity if you want to enjoy all this. There's no other way to enjoy all of the best games and all of your favorite teams other than Xfinity, because it is the ultimate sports destination. You know about the awesome picture with the 4K as well as the 4K enhanced sound. It is so clear that it's like you're in the arena. But did you know, maybe, there's a bunch of playoff games on. You want to watch some hockey too. You don't want to be a jerk like that baseball announcer on ESPN the other day and just say, I'm not watching hockey. No, you want to watch a little bit of everything. Well, the only way to do it is with the Quad Box. That's right. You can get up to 4 games at once with Xfinity, and you get all the real-time stats and notifications so you can stay on top of your fantasy teams as well. Next game day, make sure you're a big fan and not a big fail. You got to get Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box. While we're here, it's time to tell you about our presenting sponsor, Bet365, because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I'm getting some of my futures action down, making sure I take advantage of this Philadelphia run to the World Series. But you can bet every game and every game live during the Major League Baseball playoffs on Bet365. And they have the amazing early payout offer for MLB games. Because with Bet365 early payouts, you're a winner if your team goes 5 runs ahead with an instant payout on straight bets and your parlay selections marked as winners. You go up 5, you don't have to worry about the bullpen blowing it. You don't have to worry about a miraculous comeback. You're already a winner, and maybe you want to come back, double down, or you see things going the other way, use that money to make even more. Why not? With Bet365. And now we have breaking news from Bet365. New customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Win or lose, sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets, whether your initial bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in PA. If you or somebody who has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we have knocked out the MVP and the Best Goalie Awards with the Hart and Vezina. Let us move to the Norris Trophy for the best defenseman in the league. It has kind of been a showdown between Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar the last few years. Sometimes Roman Josi gets in there. Erik Karlsson puts up 100 points on a bad team, and it's like, okay, he had 100 points. I guess we got to give it to him. How do you see it going this year, Kelly? And before you give your answer, got to remind you that this is the Shady Rays Future is Bright segment. That's right. We're talking about the rookie of the... No. We're on the Norris still.
I was like, where are you taking this, Phil?
I got confused. That's next. Playing ahead. I'll be putting the sunglasses.
Defensemen are also bright.
I just started talking and didn't listen to the words coming out of my mouth and confused myself. The Norris Trophy, Kelly. Who do you have as the league's best defenseman?
All right, this is where I did my spicy pick.
You picked Lane Hudson?
No, I would rather die. I picked Rasmus Dahlin.
He was real good last year.
So he was real good last year, and this is me piggybacking off of Micah McCurdy's season preview. He has the Sabres improving quite a bit, points-wise.
Okay.
Is he correct? I have no idea, but who am I to argue? He does math, and I look at vibes. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Put the two together, and you're basically a front office.
Picture. So I kind of thought, if Buffalo is better, given that Dahlin had such a good year last year, and Buffalo wasn't very good, maybe he'll score a whole bunch of points. And I feel like that's kind of how this award gets picked.
Okay. I think Dahlin's really good.
Yeah.
I am highly skeptical that the Buffalo Sabres are
surprised.
Ever going to be a good organization, given how much of a dumpster fire they are from top to bottom. If they ever make the playoffs, it'll be in spite of their entire infrastructure, which is a total mess. And I tend to bet on organizations that don't have terrible infrastructure.
I said it was a spicy pick.
Yeah.
I will say, though, maybe, and it's tough because Karlsson did put up the 100 points. But that San Jose team is a 60-point team when he has 100 points. Now, Yes, 101 is a huge total. It doesn't happen very often. I doubt Dahlin can get there. But it's not like the MVP where it's like, no, you have to be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
We have
true.
seen recently that a player on a bad team won it. But I just wonder, like, is it like if he gets to 99, Carlson, do they not give it to him? You know, like he broke the century mark, so they had to do it. The Sabres improving is the hardest part of that to like.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. But I like the pick. That's an out on the limb pick because it requires so much.
Yes.
It requires the faith that Buffalo will ever get their crap together. Like, it is unbelievable that they are just so bad for so long. Out of the playoffs every year since 2011.
Ew.
It's almost a shame. It's almost a shame for those people.
Yeah.
Almost. All right,
Yeah,
Charlie, who
almost.
do you have as this year's top defenseman?
I think where I stand is I think it's a 2-horse race because you mentioned about Erik Karlsson, and I think you hit the nail right on the head. As much as we can talk in the media about, gotta have two-way play, gotta play tough, gotta be battling in the corners, gotta play real hockey. In the end, when the chips are down, what does the media do? They
Sort
vote
by points.
They vote for whatever defenseman scored the most points that year. That's what they always do. Every single year. Last year, I thought Zach Werenski deserved it over Cale Makar. Didn't matter. Cale Makar scored 10 more points than Zach Werenski and had 30 goals. He got the award. So I think this is a two-man race between the two players most likely to lead the league in points for defensemen, Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes. And I'm going with Cale Makar because even though part of it was the fact that Hughes missed time to injury, Makar did score 16 more points and did score 14 more goals than Quinn Hughes last year, and that's a lot to overcome.
It absolutely is. I do think Quinn has he is the best player on that team by far going for him. Yeah. Like he's their MVP, and since the MVP never goes to a defenseman, two players since World War II. One of them is Bobby Orr, who won it every time. But one guy since the 70s, it doesn't happen with defensemen. So I think Quinn could kind of get his MVP in a Norris Trophy. That's who I am picking for this, Quinn Hughes. And I think Wild is annoying sometimes. Werenski probably should have won it. I mean, one, it's just the best story, and two, he was so freaking good for a team that isn't any good.
It's bad.
They don't have many good players. The numbers are so gaudy with these two guys.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care how bad they are defensively, and actually they're very good defensively. And the numbers are so gaudy that it has to be one of them, so I am going Quinn Hughes. This is the one maybe more so than MVP because someone can sneak into the Hart Trophy race getting ahead of Hughes and Makar, you have to have a phenomenal season that makes everybody go, oh, didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And it's really, really difficult.
Like I feel bad for Miro Heiskanen because he is.
I picked him last year, and
He's
you're
an
like,
incredible defenseman who's good at everything, except he will probably never win a Norris unless he has 1 year where he scores 90 points. And because that's not his game, he's probably never going to win a Norris.
No, because you can't quantify defense, and there's no column that anyone can sort by when they're filling out their ballot that does this is how many defenses you did in the season, and that's kind of.
And it's like, yeah, man, his point total isn't bad.
No,
it's not like he's
fine.
It's not like he's a 17-point defenseman.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he's a great two-way player. It's just he doesn't score at the rate of these other guys who in previous generations might have just been wingers.
Yeah.
That's we let guys Quinn Hughes' size play defense now, so he gets to put up those numbers from defense. But I think it's always fun to see the third guy. Mm-hmm. Could a Yossi sneak in there the way he did? He had a huge season. Could it be Dahlin? That's a lot of fun. All right, now it is time for the Shady Rays Future is Bright segment. We're talking about the future of the league with this one. The Rookie of the Year, the Calder Trophy, and who could win it. Just as a little bit, looking at the betting markets today, Ivan Demidov is plus 200. The next guy is Shabanov at plus 1,000. 10 to 1.
I'm shocked that Shabanov is number 2.
That's wild.
I guess they're going with the whole Panarin concept of, he's old.
Yeah, we got to give it.
35-year-old Calder Trophy
He's a
winner.
grown-ass man.
Except he's 5'8".
But he's a little guy.
Yeah. But so this is the Rookie of the Year, and we started with Kelly last time, so I'm going to start this one off.
You are just trolling.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
This is a troll.
I feel like both of you
I didn't
are
want
a
to go
little
with
bit.
Demidov because
Gross.
Habs suck. They're scumbags, as our chat constantly reminds us.
Right.
I didn't want to end like he's the favorite. I don't want to do that. There's some other guys, but I am going with back-to-back defensemen to win the awards. Going with our old buddy, Zeev Buium.
Oh boy.
Listen, I just want to be right when it happens. And honestly, I want to jinx him. That as well. Maybe I can jinx him somehow.
Okay.
Sure.
Like Charlie was saying to me about something yesterday. Oh, well, I'm going to turn that Billy Sweezy guy into my new Tyrell Goulbourne.
Right,
I guess they didn't claim him because we would have found out.
The background about Tyrell Goulbourne
Yeah.
is back when we were at BSH Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Bill decided in the middle of a show to go out on a limb that the Flyers should call up Tyrell Goulbourne.
I was demanding they
and
do it.
Me, Kelly, and Steph were like, "That's insane. He's not good." And then we get on the show.
We're
and
in the parking lot.
5 minutes later, they called up Tyrell Goulbourne.
And so Charlie and I are
witch.
talking
You guys don't know.
yesterday. He's like, if only you could use your powers for good, Bill. I was like, nothing. When I do that, good things don't happen. I can only predict the ridiculous or bad things.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with Zeev because it will make so many people mad. I don't want it to happen, but it is funny how mad people will get.
He's not having a good camp, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to be real good in the regular season.
Saving it.
I just know in the PHLY Discord, like, already Zeev Buium is brought up at least one time a day and becomes a massive debate, and it's just like
people
rehashing the
gotta
same debate over and over and
get
over again.
over it.
If
I love
he's-
it.
If he's actually really good as a rookie, oh my God, I may have to quit the Discord. That is all that will be discussed.
No, I
All
got to
day,
get
every
into the
day.
Discord. Man, I will be in the Discord this season on game days. I have made the
Get
promise that I
over
will
it.
start using the Discord. Yeah, so Zeev, how is this like people turn on Danny if he wins the Calder? Like,
People will be real mad.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
people
right.
are still big mad about that pick.
They are like people who like the job he's done otherwise are like, yeah, but about that Jett pick. All right.
Based on what?
Charlie, who are you taking to win the Calder Trophy?
I'm taking Ivan Demidov.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's the obvious pick. He's real good. He's going to start the season with the team. He's going to be in prime position. He's going to be on their power play. He's got talent around him. It would be, I guess, if I was going to go with someone that isn't Demidov, it would be Schaefer, just because
That was my
number one
second
overall
choice.
pick.
Yeah.
But I think Demidov is really, really good.
yeah, and that's again when we're looking at sort by points. Schaefer could have an awesome season as a defenseman, but if Demidov just has the gaudy season many people are predicting, it's going to be really hard not to give him the award. Again, odds-on favorite by a whole lot. It seems like he's almost got it wrapped up. Like he has to lose this thing before someone else can win it. Kelly, I am shocked you did not take Jett Luchanko.
I refuse. Well, when I was trying to be, semi-professional and pick something that could actually happen. I don't even know if he's going to be on the team. I refuse to pick either of the ones that you two pick.
Okay.
And kind of like a reverse manifestation situation. Like I do not want either of them to win. So I went with Alexander Nikishin. Nikishin? I always say his name wrong. I think
it's Nikishin.
I heard Nikishin the other day, and
Nikishin,
I've been
okay.
saying Nikishin, so I'm
Yeah.
going to say I've been wrong because I usually am.
Yeah, I mean, like Carolina's probably going to be real good again. He's supposed to be pretty good. Why not?
I mean, I just don't know if he's going to
Listen,
score. I don't know if
here's
he's going
the
to score
thing.
enough points, but he could play very well.
In my soul, do I think he's going to have a better shot than either? Well, I think he's going to have a better shot than Zeev because I don't buy it. Is he going to have a better shot than Demidov? No. No.
I like how much you are a
However-
skeptic of Zeev.
However, I just wanted to pick someone who wasn't these two.
I mean, like, it's probably gonna be Demidov.
Yeah.
Like,
I
mean,
just don't want it to be because ours didn't win, and so theirs can't win either. That's how it works.
Okay.
What do you think? Yeah, people will be more mad about Zeev, but I think after Michkov didn't win,
Yeah.
if Demidov does, it's like
Unacceptable.
we have to hear from these freaking French.
It's
They'll
just gonna
never
be,
shut up
It's just
about
going to be
it.
the Canadians fans being annoying.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Our guy won the Calder. Like, you know what? I don't care about the Calder.
Like the Zeev thing would be worse because the Flyers purposely chose not to take him.
Yeah.
And every fan seemingly online is of the opinion they should have. So you're going to have about 3,000 of the loudest fans alive screaming every day that I was right and Danny's an idiot. That will be very annoying.
When I'm
but
president-
Habs fans are also very annoying.
When I'm president, I'm outlawing draft rankings. so that people can stop pretending that they're experts and be mad about this kind of thing for the next 100 years? Like, because that's the only reason you're mad about it. The only reason you're mad about it is because the people online did their numbered list and Zeev was higher than
because
Jett.
people online watch Zeev Buium play and think he's really good.
Did you watch him with?
I mean,
in the
I did.
NHL?
Well, I mean, in
NHL
the
games?
playoffs.
They weren't very good.
Ivan Demidov wasn't that good in the playoffs either.
Yeah, maybe he sucks too.
Maybe he's
So everybody's mad except for Flyers.
only Matvei Michkov's the only good player in the league.
Yeah, he
it's
never
just,
sucked,
It's just
not
a bunch
once.
of bums and him.
Exactly.
All right, that is the Calder Trophy, and that is the Shady Rays Future is Bright segment. Make sure you go to shadyrays.com. Use code PHLY. All right, now time for the Selke Trophy. They call it the best defensive forward. We know it's the best two-way forward because no one with 17 points is ever going to win this freaking award. Doesn't matter if they win 100% of their faceoffs, go 100% on the PK. It's going to go to a guy who has 60 or 70 points.
This is the most vibes-based award, if you ask me.
I think this is the most interesting award this year.
I do too.
Because it has become like Sasha Barkov has
The
become
guy.
the new
Yes.
Patrice
Yes.
Bergeron,
Yes.
where he's just getting the award because his name is Sasha Barkov. Now he's not playing. So now it could be anybody.
Charlie, I want you to lead this one off because you have the most interesting pick to make.
Okay. So my pick is a player who would be getting it if he has a really good year, and he's won the Selke before, but also as something of a career achievement. We enjoyed watching you play for so long. I am
Couturier.
going Anze Kopitar. In his final year, scores 75, 80 points with good underlying numbers and is Anze Kopitar, and everybody gives it to him because it's like, hey, we all really liked you, Anze. You get the award.
He does have one, at least one. He might have two. But that's the one thing, because I thought about it. And when I saw that you did it, I was like, Charlie is thinking exactly what I'm thinking. That it's, listen, we don't actually know who the best two-way forwards are. We all just kind of decided it's Barkov, and so he's going to win it forever. Same thing we did with Bergeron. Like, I don't know. The stats nerds are telling me they're awesome at defense, so I believe it. I do think him having one, though, like...
He has two.
He has two. Okay. That makes it tougher. But that is like, the three territory is when it's like, I think Brenda Moore only won two. Like, the guys who've won three are like, sure shot, Hall of Fame, best ever two-way guys. And I think the league, like, people do want to look at Kopitar that way. He is like West Coast Bergeron. So I could see that being it. But I don't know how, like, when Giordano got his Norris, it was like, yeah, he deserved it like a couple other times, but got hurt, or we gave it to someone who scored more points. All right, here you go. You get it this year. I don't know if that's Kopitar this year simply because he's gotten it before, but it is a great pick. I really like that one.
Yeah, I just, looking at his rankings in past Selke voting, like last year he finished 8th. The year before he finished 5th. The year before that he finished 5th. So it's not like it would be a stretch. He's someone who has continued to stay in the mix of guys that always get votes, and now he's got the narrative of it's his last season. He's already announced his retirement. It just seems like something that media people might latch onto. If he scored 67 points last year, what if he scores 80? Then it's like, oh, we got to give it to Kopitar. Come on, it's a great story.
And just like like down ballot votes, it's like, all right, I know who I want in my 1, 2, maybe 3 spot. And then it's, I don't know, it's like when Mike Schmidt made the All-Star game the year after he retired. Like people are just like, I don't know, Kopitar's awesome still. Let's put him in there. So that could get him some votes as well. Kelly, who do you have winning the Selke?
Tyson Forster. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Stat nerd invasion.
Mine's kind of a boring pick. I pick Sam Reinhart. I think he's just gonna like slide into the Barkov role and just
He did finish 2nd last year.
Yeah.
And that was as a winger.
Behind his own teammate.
right, exactly. I just kind of feel like, if Florida is as good as they'll probably be, because this is the world we live in now, I just feel like he'll just they'll just take Barkov's votes and give them to him.
I just think the big thing that might hurt him is the fact that like he's more of a winger than a center.
Yeah.
But he did have incredible numbers last year, both offensively and defensively. He's very much in the mix.
Yeah, maybe.
I am now going back to my my Vegas narrative. Of course, Mitch Marner I have winning the Hart Trophy, and I do believe at some point they will put together Stone, Eichel, Marner, and that will just be like the best defensive forward line in hockey. These guys get top 5, top 10 finishes in the Selke every year. I have Jack Eichel winning the Selke Trophy this year. He'll be the center of that line. He's going to put up big points playing with Mitch Marner. I can just see this being a thing. And, of course, going back to the Olympic narrative, we just watched the 1C Team USA. He's got this incredible shutdown line. Yeah, we're giving it to Jack. I can very much see it going that way.
I mean, William, that'd be really cool because that would mean that on July 1st, the Flyers would have 2 Selke winners when they sign Jack Eichel to a massive free agent contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
like
of
it.
course, the MVP in Connor McDavid. They're
you
going to
go.
get both.
Okay, they're not going to get both.
They're going to get both.
Who
That's
says
insane.
they can't have both?
The governor, I heard that everyone running for governor of Pennsylvania is going to, they're like, listen, vote for me. I'll make all your teams good. We're going to get rid of state income taxes.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that could win somebody an election in this. Like, if you win Philly, you win the governorship. I think that could win.
It only matters in hockey.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter in any of the other sports.
I asked the basketball guys, and it does come up.
Okay, it does come up.
It does,
They did
not
say
as
that.
much because, like,
They make $1
ultimately
billion.
basketball,
Yeah.
like, they make the best players make $70 million a season, and they have a luxury tax, not a hard cap. But it does come up from time to time,
Okay.
just not nearly as much as it does in hockey.
Okay.
All right. We still have to. No, that was the Selke. So those are. Did we make all of it? Yeah. Okay.
Made all of our
did.
trophies.
I keep getting lost in
Trophy
the
predictions.
outline.
We
Yeah.
just
All the
didn't
colors
do,
are throwing me off.
Stanley
All right.
Cup.
We're going to get to our Cup and Conference Champs picks, but first, let's take a quick break. Hey, listen, you know who I am. I am Bill Matz, and I got to tell you about the weather. Listen, I'm doing it. When the weather turns chilly, the last thing you need is a home project piling up, and Ace Hardware Home Services brings trusted local pros right to your door to help you get your home ready for the colder months. From heating tune-ups and plumbing fixes to generators and emergency repairs, their experts handle it all. No guesswork, no stress, just a local pro to get the job done right. Satisfaction guaranteed. Find the help you need for your next home project at acehardwarehomeservices.com. And while we're here, why don't I tell you about Rothman Orthopedics? Because let's talk about getting you back to what you love. Especially, the weather's cooling. There's still some fun to be had outside this fall, and you don't want to be biking or on a hike or just playing with your kids, getting them to their sports and just feeling pain you just can't get through, can't quite push through. Rest alone isn't helping. That is where the experts at Rothman Orthopedics come in. From aches after a pickup game to old injuries flaring up, Rothman's team of experts is here to help, and they're here to help with evidence-based care and a commitment to restoring your mobility. They'll get you back out there stronger than ever. So don't let pain hold you back. Visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today and get back to doing what you love and doing it pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics, getting you back to your fun is their mission. All right, so we have our individual awards, and now it is time for our conference champion and cup picks. I'll lead this one off because it's ridiculous. It's just so. It's really. I mean, all right, I have the Toronto Maple Leafs winning the East, so that alone makes it ridiculous.
You are leaning all in on this narrative.
I want it so bad, Charlie. I want it so bad.
It would be very fun.
The Toronto Maple Leafs in the year without the core four, Mitch Marner is gone. They finally get over the hump. They get through the second round. They get through the East Final. And now they are finally back in the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since expansion. But they run into their old pal Mitchie Poo. That's right. The Vegas Golden Knights. And I have the Vegas Golden Knights beating the Toronto Maple Leafs, of course, in 7 games.
The city of Toronto will cease to exist.
Because all you have to do to beat the Leafs in a playoff series is get it to the 7th game.
They'll choke.
Yeah.
They'll just lose. You don't need to take the ice.
Yeah.
You can rest for the second. They'll score on themselves twice in the first period. I wanted to say, and it's going to go to overtime, and Mitch puts it home. That's just
a little too far.
That's just a little too far. But I will say, Vegas over the Leafs, 7 games, the greatest Stanley Cup final in narrative history.
William, I'm actually offended because you were willing to put Mitch Marner against his old team and put Toronto in the Cup final, but you're not willing to go the full distance of saying Marner scores the game-winning goal. Like, if you're going to be ridiculous,
I'll give him the Smythe.
Just go full ridiculous.
I'll give him the Smythe. I'll give him the.
Don't chicken out at the last minute.
I have him winning the Hart.
Bill's a good writer. He knows when you take it too far.
He's a wrestling fan.
Yeah, man. There's sometimes do we need the final? Did they have to overcome that final thing, or we can cut it off hot right here? But I just think it is. If anyone out there is rigging this thing, you have to make this happen. I realize the league doesn't care if Canadian teams get in.
No.
They don't want it actually.
Weird,
but come on, Marner and your Golden Boys in Vegas up against the center of the hockey universe that can never get it done. This is the best cup final in the history of narratives.
People will be watching.
Oh my God. I'm going to try to travel to the whole thing if this happens. I'll go back and forth.
I'll start a GoFundMe.
I'll live on the road for this thing. We'll get PHLY to pay for it.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll go undercover. I'll go undercover as an away fan at each stadium. I'll be wearing Leaf stuff in Vegas. I'll wear Vegas stuff in Toronto. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
I mean, this would be unbelievable content.
It'll be so good. Gonzo journalism, baby.
Yes.
All right, that is my ridiculous pick for the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas over the Leafs. Charlie, who you got?
So I am going. Here's the way I see the season playing out.
Chalk picks.
I think the season plays out where Florida is underwhelming all year. Everybody's injured. They maybe even get in as a wild card. It's like, oh, well, we're going to see a new champion, right? And then the playoffs start.
Oh, boy.
And they just keep winning. And the narrative just keeps it. They're built for the playoffs. It doesn't even matter. Maybe even Barkov comes back in May.
Oh my
and then
God,
it's
that's
like,
Barkov's
oh my
music.
God, they're going to do it again. They're going to three-peat. And then finally, our heroes, the Dallas Stars, take them down in 5 games and finally end all this BS about Florida being the perfect hockey team and everything great about hockey because it's what they play, the style that the hockey men desperately want every team to play, to turn the clock back to the 70s. And finally, Dallas kills them, and I breathe easy. That's how it plays out.
What if Dallas
like
does
that.
it because they traded for Brady Tkachuk?
Do you really think Ottawa's going to trade
I
Brady
don't know.
Tkachuk?
I was just trying
They're
to...
actually pretty good. Why would they do it?
I don't know. He says I'm leaving. I don't know. Or a guy like that. I don't know. I could just see them adding a player of that ilk, and that's what gets him over the top. So you get what you want, but not really, Charlie.
Yeah, who was the Pat Maroon?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's like the crappy player that's not really that good, but does
when they
tough
trade for
things.
Corey Perry
Nick
at the
Delorier.
deadline.
That's what does
They
it,
get
yeah.
Nick Delorier.
They get Delorier.
Yeah.
Delorier,
That's
okay.
absolutely how
And
it's
that
going to go.
puts them over the top.
One of us picks Dallas every single year.
It's
Well,
true.
We'll be right.
We have to be right eventually.
Yeah,
They're
somewhere.
really good.
Yeah, pretty good team.
All right, that's Charlie. He is taking up the mantle of someone taking Dallas every year. Kelly, who do you have?
Speaking of taking the same team every year, I've decided that this is the year that the Canes figure it out in the playoffs and finally get over the hump. I feel like I've said this for the last
Decade.
5 years.
Yeah, how long's Rod Brendamore been there?
Yeah, maybe this is the year that Carolina can finally figure out how to win in the playoffs, and they actually do it. I have them coming out of the East. I also have Vegas coming out of the West. And because it's more fun for me personally, I have the Canes winning in 6.
Okay.
All right.
Carolina does win in the playoffs. They just
They just
haven't.
don't, not all the
They
way.
don't go all the way,
That's what I
but
mean. I mean, they need to,
They win playoff series.
but then eventually they don't.
I would like to be Carolina. I'd like to cover a team that wins a playoff series at least one every single year.
I agree with you. However, after a little while, after you've been conditioned to once again be part of an organization that gets into the playoffs and wins rounds, eventually you're going to get real pissed off that they never get past the second. You know what I mean? Like eventually you got to get a little bit further.
Okay.
And maybe this is the year they figure it out.
Maybe.
Charlie, I just realized with your this pattern that you have Florida losing in the final. It's funny to me because they're, not Miami, but basically Miami. Lose, win, win, lose. That is the same pattern as LeBron's Heat team.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what made me think of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not? That's exactly what I was thinking.
Those are our Cup champions. Charlie has Dallas. Kelly has Carolina. I have Vegas. It is time to now focus on the Flyers. We didn't have them reaching the Stanley Cup final. Or
Not this year,
winning
William.
or reaching. Kelly, I'm a little
Rob
disappointed.
Thompson will be very disappointed.
Yeah.
He wants 4 parades.
Listen, there's no reason we can't have a parade for a different reason. Like, no one says it has to be a championship parade. What if it's just like, hey, it's a nice day out parade?
Good job, boys.
Olympic break. Like, all right, Sanheim doesn't get to be here, or my bold prediction, we'll get to that in a second, doesn't get to be here. But yeah, we can have a parade. It's Gritty's birthday or something.
All right, we're probably going to have to rapid fire these.
Yeah.
However, before we start that, hit that like button.
Hit it.
We're at 151 likes. Let's get to 200 by the end of the show. We got 10 minutes left.
The Pelle Lindbergh Memorial Award, awarded each year to the most improved player. Bobby Brink won last year, York the year prior. Sanheim is the only 2-time winner. He won in 19 and 22.
And the players vote on this one.
The players vote on this,
Yes.
and they failed. They failed the objective of getting a three-peat most improved.
I think Travis Konechny tried. He tried to get Travis
That's so
Sanheim to win it
wonderful.
the third time.
All right, so this. I actually didn't see any of Charlie's picks for this. Kelly, who do you have winning the Lindbergh Award?
Jamie Drysdale. I'm manifesting.
I think he's very
reasonable.
much. I think he's very much a candidate.
I hope so.
It's a hope. It's a definite. I
Yeah.
would love for that to be the case because that
Exactly.
means okay, it worked.
Yes.
That would be great. I would love to see it. I am going to go with Cam York following the Sanheim pattern.
I was going to say, you're
Okay.
making
I
it
think he's
Sanheim.
like. There's no betting market for this, obviously. It's Flyers individual team awards. But like, I bet York would be the favorite for this.
Do you think so? Just because of the absence of torts?
Because of the absence of torts, because
And he
of
stunk last
like
year?
the whole organization thinks he's just much better than he showed. He had the down year, and like we saw that happen with Sanheim. It's like, oh, look at how he bounced back. So I think York might be the favorite. But Charlie, your pick's interesting.
Yeah. I am going all in on the idea that Matvei Michkov doesn't just have a good year, that he has a great year.
Let's go.
And that he blasts past point per game, and he gets most improved.
The star of the team getting most improved is a very interesting call. Like, because
You think of it as being someone who sucks.
His base
Yeah.
is so high
Yeah.
that
Right.
like he has to have the awesome year to get consideration for this. All right. The Barry Ashbee Trophy for the best defenseman on the team. Travis Sanheim is going through the three-peat and
That's
his fourth
spicy picks here, boys.
His fourth in his last 5 years, and we all picked Sanheim.
We sure did.
I mean,
Who else could it possibly be?
Well,
That's
you
the
guys
thing.
voted Drysdale and York as most improved. They could do it if they're both most improved.
they could improve a great deal and
still
not
not
play in the
be-
Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Fair point.
That's just kind of the world we're living in now. And
Sanheim
listen,
is
I've
the best
accepted it.
defenseman on
I've
the team.
accepted it. I've accepted it begrudgingly that Sanheim is just really good, and it's a blind spot of mine. And the number one defenseman's going to get it, unless maybe Drysdale with a ton of points or something. If the power play is actually good, but I just don't see a world where it's not Sanheim. All right, that was easy because we all picked the same.
Yeah.
Now it is time for the team MVP, the Bobby Clarke Trophy. TK has won the last 2. Coots won 3 straight, 19, 20, and 21. Kelly, who do you have winning?
I pick Sean Couturier. I'm going to say, like, in the absence of Tortorella, he's just going to, like, have an outstanding year. I don't think he's going to be the best player on the team,
Okay.
but I think that he could make a case for most valuable.
Okay. I mean, I'm intrigued, Kelly, that Couturier is your team MVP pick, given what your bold Flyers prediction is. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. I have leaned all in, as I
contain
said,
multitudes,
on Matvei
Charlie.
Michkov having the big year. This is going to be the year he takes a step up into superstardom. So if I think he's going to blast past point per game, I kind of have to pick him as team MVP.
You do.
If you want to be logically consistent.
Now, with the
love it still.
between the most improved and the Clark, the someone in the media, because it's like broadcasters and radio people vote on different
We
awards.
vote for the MVP.
The writers vote for MVP.
writers vote for
It's
MVP.
like, will he get 2? But if it's the players vote on most improved, then the writers, like, okay, no one would know the difference. So he could win both. All right. My MVP, the Bobby Clarke Trophy. Trevor Zegras,
That would
baby.
That would be fun.
Listen, it's in all likelihood gonna be Matvei Michkov. But there is a world in which they put up very similar numbers, and I just think it would be cool
It would
if
be
he
fun.
just has this insane season, his reclamation season, his redemption season, and sticks down the middle, gets this power play back to respectability or even better. I'm all in on Trevor Zegras after I read that article, honestly. He is both funny and cool.
Yeah.
And he's really good at hockey.
Okay.
So he's going to become a hockey player this year and get the trophy named for the ultimate hockey player in this town, Bobby Clarke. You know, skill and grit. That's what we're going to see out of TZ this
like
year.
it.
That'd be cool.
And now it gets to the ultimate question. Will they make the playoffs? I say no.
Yeah, I say no as well. It's possible because the East isn't very good. And I do think they will be better in some areas. I'm expecting Michkov to take a leap. But I just think this team has too many holes.
These other teams, listen, we saw Montreal make the jump last year. Ottawa finally did it. Like Buffalo and Detroit, like these teams have to get better at some point, don't they? No, probably not.
I don't know if
I guess
Buffalo
they don't
does.
have to, I guess.
Not before us, anyway.
Like Detroit has a goalie now, or at least maybe with John Gibson.
Maybe.
I just think they'll be better, but it's not quite there. Kelly, are you keeping up your eternal optimism?
My heart so badly wants to say yes, but also I don't want to get roasted endlessly by the people that watch this show. I
Screw 'em.
don't have
I love the audience.
any confidence in the goaltending. And so I have said, no, they will not make the playoffs because I think if they're going to, the goaltending has to be actually good. And while I do think it's probably going to be better than last year, that's the world's lowest bar. And I still don't think it's going to be very good. And that, I think, will keep them out.
All right.
Hope I'm wrong, though.
It is now time for our one bold prediction for the season. It's not an award. It's not about how the season will go. Just one thing you think is going to happen that maybe other people don't quite see. And Charlie's changing his in the middle.
Calling it
in
audible.
the middle of the freaking.
Unacceptable.
That's really helpful.
already
That's
done
really
the thing.
helpful. With 4 minutes left in the show for Brenna. All right, so we won't do Charlie first.
Yes.
Kelly, what is your bold prediction?
Matvei Michkov scores 100 points or more.
And that's my thing. If you're picking him to get 100 points, how is he not your team
I
MVP?
do not have to be intellectually consistent, ever.
What if, all right, Coots is this team's 1C by minutes. He's teamed with Mish. No, he's not going to score as much because
He's
that's
the
just
heart
not
and
his
soul
game.
of the team.
But he is just making things happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the captain.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see a world, but it's like he's 78 or more games played. He has to have at least back to what he was, the 70-ish points. That's a lot, but I guess I could see a world like if the PK is good and he's a big part of it. Okay.
I think he would have to be, if Michkov is going to go bonkers offensively and Coots is still going to have a chance to win team MVP, he has to be a viable Selke contender.
I was going to say.
he has to be a Selke finalist
Honestly,
at least.
for that to be the case, we might have to make he's at least a finalist. But listen,
Or you could just vote for him, Charlie.
he's done it. He's won a Selke before. He's been a finalist a few times. It's possible. Maybe he just refines his game.
Maybe.
Now that
I
the coach
refuse
that
to
hates
make
him is
sense
gone.
ever.
Maybe.
All right. My bold prediction is that Trevor Zegras, not only will he be this team's MVP, he is going to become a gold medalist.
Yes.
That's right. He is going to play in the Olympics. He is going to
like
make
it.
the Team USA roster. His first half of the season is going to be so good that they're like, brother, we're sorry we didn't invite you to camp, but you're coming to Italy.
You want to come?
I like it.
I see it happening.
I like
Trevor
it.
Zegras, an Olympian.
right.
All right, Chuck.
Mine is, I think the Philadelphia Flyers power play is going to finish in the top 15.
That
love
is
how
the boldest of predictions.
I love how top half of the league is a bold.
It's extremely bold.
It's
I'll die.
15th, which is a little bit better than top half.
Yep.
Is an insane. That's like them winning the cup.
Yeah.
Insane.
It seems so far away, so impossible.
It doesn't seem like mathematically possible for them to improve that much.
Maybe 4 more teams will have historically bad years like they did last year.
Jay Verity is bringing analytics to the power play.
Oh.
Read my article, my feature on him that came out this morning at allphly.com
Yeah,
for diehards only.
All right, and now we got to hit overtime so we can answer your super chats. Go to allphly.com to continue watching the show. Oh, before we do this, I got to remind you. You got to go to allphly.com, not just to be a diehard, not just to consume all of our awesome content, but so you can come with us to Anaheim.
Yes.
That's right. The Anaheim trip is coming up in March, and we need you to go. I'm looking at the wrong camera again. We need you to come to Anaheim with us. It's going to be an awesome time. We're going to see the Ducks-Flyers game. We're going to see the Kings-Flyers game. We're going to have a watch party for the Sharks game. It is going to be an awesome time. And John LeClaire is coming. You get to spend a vacation watching hockey with one of the best Flyers ever. Go to allphly.com/events. Get your deposit down. You can make after that, I think, 3 monthly payments to pay the thing off. It is going to be so worth it. It's going to be the trip of a lifetime. We're going to have time to hit Disney. I heard there's still the Jaws ride in Florida has been gone for years.
Okay.
But there's still a portion of it at Universal in Hollywood.
Okay.
I'm going.
Okay.
On our off day, no, I'm not going to the beach. I'm doing that.
Are you going to propose to Ava at the part where Jaws
pops out of the water?
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest complaints.
He's already married.
One of the biggest complaints he got from this movie is they didn't film that in Florida. They did it the one in Universal in California, and people are, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "That was your complaint with this piece of crap movie I made?" Yeah. All right. That's enough Kevin Smith talk for today.
Amazing.
All right. Let's hit those super chats.
Yay.
We got 3 of them. First one from JH. Flyers winning the cup. Then Daddy comes
That is
home.
correct.
272 days until McDavid is a free agent.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
I don't know, man. After Jack Eichel beats him to a gold medal, and he already has the cup. Now I think he's gonna get 2. Maybe I want Eichel more because he's a winner.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. From Purple, Charlie's just like, I'm not doing this. We're in overtime. I'm not. We had enough of your narrative BS.
I got to run to the arena to cover tonight's game.
All right. Purple Crayon. Bold prediction: Flyers goalie tandem will be top half of the league this year, either by save percentage or goals against.
That's just wacky.
Save percentage would be difficult for me in this world because I could see them being in goals against because they're just playing possession hockey. Tocchet's like, grind the crap out of them, and we give up 22 shots a game. Maybe that's a world in which they could be in the top half in goals against, but then save percentage would be tough to do. All right. Linden49 says, Bill, if Vegas wins with Hart in net, heads will explode, I guess that is.
I mean, people will be mad, to be sure. That said, like, first off, we don't know for a fact.
They won with Aiden
We
Hill.
don't know for a fact that he signed with Vegas. It seems likely, but it hasn't happened yet. Secondly, he could win a cup with Vegas and not play that big of a role for Vegas.
I was going to say.
And in that scenario, like, yeah, people will be annoyed, especially people in Philly, because, like, you know, you'll have Sam Carchidi tweeting out constantly about Carter Hart, to be sure.
He used to go here.
But if he's not the starter for a Vegas team, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal in Philadelphia.
All right, a couple more have rolled in. One from Aviator here. As soon as Charlie said he had to go, they started coming in.
Clearly.
With all of the shots Coots is taking at Torts, what kind of season does he need to have to back it up and prove that Torts was wrong?
A good one.
He did it last year.
I think all he needs to do
he was good last year.
To prove Torts wrong, he just has to be a good player because John Tortorella didn't think he was a good player.
Home opener, 4th line left wing.
Yeah. Like if
Longest tenured Philadelphia athlete.
If he wants to, you know, blow everyone away, then yeah, I mean, he's got to have like
win a
60,
Selke,
70 points and be back in the Selke race and be old Sean Couturier all over again. But like Torts didn't think he was like an NHL center anymore, basically.
All right. And finally from David Shub, sup big dogs, just saying what's up.
Sup.
Great
Sup,
to hear
David?
from you, David. Appreciate you dropping by.
Oh, real quick, if you see me at the Gritty 5K, say sup. I'll be there.
She will.
All right, 186
Suffering.
likes. That is disappointing.
Oh,
I
come
better
on.
see 250 by the time I get home in about half an hour. But that is all the time we have for you today on PHLY Flyers. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you subscribe right here on the YouTube page. So close to 50,000 followers. If you are number 50K, I'll respect you forever. Make sure you follow us on all the socials at PHLY_Flyers on Twitter. And follow the podcast wherever you get those. Just search PHLY Flyers. That's it. I'm Bill. That's Charlie. That's Kelly. Thank you, Brenna. Be excellent to each other.
We all silly like the mayor.